Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, December 13th. We are looking at Window Traders Market Profile of the ES and NQ. We will be recapping all of these charts. NQ is the big boss as they are up in all three time frames. They gapped out of an inside day, started off the day good, gave that all back, actually went trend down only to fail. They failed their trend down, day down, and then come out of the inside date again and pay people in I, J, K, and M. So, very, very good week for them as they're up in all three time frames. ES goes out with a double distribution day down. So, we'll see what transpires out of that. However, they defended the balance low incredibly. Look at that. Right? I mean, when you get to a balance low, you don't have to get right to it. So C, D, E, F, G, and H, 6 time frames came close to the balance low. That's balance rule number 1. And guess what? Not only did they get close to a balance low and then go back up, we left a poor low on the day in ES. Okay? So just like at the balance high, right? Our all-time high is on the 6th. We got within 9 handles of it with this poor high, which is a weekly poor high. So this week's high is poor and the all-time high is poor from last week. So 2 weeks in December, you have 2 poor highs for the weekly. Okay? I don't think that's going to stay. Righty ends with a 10 wide POC, and that's it. They are down on the weekly and daily, and we'll look at that when we get to the charts. Is that a cause for concern? NQ on Monday, if they don't gap higher or lower, you're going to require hard hats. All they have is a 7 wide POC. That's it, and the day's high and low. So hard hats will absolutely be required before you're allowed to trade it if you open inside of that range. I had a good day. It was very accommodating early. I took a short in A period against the balance high the first time in NQ and got paid some on it. But then I flipped long. Here we are. And then I flipped long to get the overnight high. So good A period on both sides of the aisle. In B period, I took the long on the turnover because NQ is strong. Our checklist sheet had a big disparity today. Okay? NQ, the Bulls won 4-2 today. ES, the Bears won 6-1. But NQ was acting pretty good early, so on the turnover, I took the long, and again, when they pulled back to halfback in B, that worked. Then in C period, I took the long to go get, I took a short against the 144 the first time, and then I thought we had a chance to get I took the short to get to 144. I did not. I definitely did get it. I didn't write it. I got the short to take out. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I had it because I took the short, took some off. It was having trouble, and then I had 2 on when we took out the IB low. So I did have that. And then I had the short to get the overnight low. So I got both overnights. So again, very good, very good. A, B, and C. I took the turnover on D, and they took out C right away. That was my morning trades. So we turned from looking for longs early to shorts when the MGI changed. Now, I thought we were going to stop the one-time framing finally in H. So I did very well on 1 and 2 lots as it kept coming in, holding the days low and going back up. I made 41 points finally on an overall trade to take out G's high from the long side. Then I shorted H thinking it could be the afternoon rally high. I made small. Same thing in I. I did okay. And then I did again in J period, I ended up taking off for a small loss. I shorted it at 90. It went up. I didn't add. Came back in a bit. Took it off for a loss. I was still considering shorting it higher in K or M, but I was like, you know what? We're above the opening. They have overlap in a higher value. Their indices are up 0.7%. I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to call it a day. And that's it. The one trade I feel I did miss earlier on was E period and ES. Because before we got here, the room was saying, well, if we stop one-time framing, where would you look for a short? In ES. I said, well, I think a really good risk-reward short would be near yesterday's low, value low, yesterday's low, overnight low, and you have half back there. Well, I got up there and I didn't do it. And then she rolled over and made new lows on the day. That's the only trade I feel I missed. As far as destinations go, today's high is 84.75 in ES. Single prints 66.50 to 73.25. Second set 60.50 to 62.75. And then today's low, which is poor, 41.25. In SPY, today's high is 607.13. We missed yesterday's high by 3 cents. Oh, you know what? We had a highest accepted price, 606.20 in SPY. I'll go over that in ES in a second. Single print, 605.28 to 606.01, 73 cents. 604.71 to 92, 21 cents. And today's low, which is not poor in SPY, of 602.81. Now, we talk about the highest accepted price. What is that? It's when the market's really strong, we think, one way, only when A period ends. And when A period ends, if it's near the low of the day and the algos fire off right away to the downside without pushing up at all, the odds of a trend day are good. And that's, I call it a highest accepted price. So in this case, it opened, we maybe went up a tick or two and then drove down and held the trend all day. NQ did not have that, obviously. They got close to A's high in B period. But that, in NQ's case, it's 75.75, which is their highest accepted price. Now, let's go to those charts. Again, I'm going to keep reiterating. I'm raising prices for new people come January 6th. Okay? So, if you want to join this room, I'm still cheap. I should never use that word. I'm still very affordable. All right? And I think I offer a lot. And so, over the next 2 weeks, I'd love to see more people join. Because then after that, I'm going to raise it. Again, when you're in my room, no matter what price you paid, you'll never be raised. So keep that in mind. All right. Here's IWM. They're up on the monthly. So far an inside month. So there's no real danger there. Right? They're doing okay on the monthly. Unlike the last time they made an all-time high and came in on that monthly and closed in the previous balance. And then things went totally south for them. So they're not doing that on the monthly. However, on the weekly, after the all-time high, look, they're down. They came into balance last week and down this week. Now, look, they could come out of this balance, back up and make all-time highs. But the track record that they have, I would want to see that sooner rather than later. So the monthly is up, the weekly is down, and the daily is firmly down. So, again, it's great to hit an all-time high finally after 3 years, but on the shorter time frames, the weekly and daily, so far, zero follow-through. Now, and another thing, I am rolling over Monday. This is why I look at Triple Q's, SPY, and IWM's charts, because I don't back adjust. And the ETF charts are much, much cleaner. At least for me, they are. So that's why I look at these. Remember that double distribution day from ES today? Well, I'm not sure exactly where the March's contract closed, but there's a good chance it's going to be a premium and you're going to take back that trend day. Now, I will take those reference points off the profile on Monday, but chart-wise, I'm still going to be looking at these because this is going to give us a better, true idea of what the market's doing chart-wise. All right, I hope you understand that. Now, NQs, up on the monthly, very healthy. Look at that. You want to get distance away from prior month's highs. Well, look at this month. Look at last month. Pretty healthy. Weekly, up. You want to get distance away. Last week, this week. Daily, up. Okay? Now, it's a little doji indecision, but bottom line is, for now, they are up on all three time frames. Now, their volume's been very poor also. Now, let's go to the ES. Monthly is healthy, right? Weekly is balance. This is one of the tightest 2-week balances I think I've seen. Look at this. I mean, there's been others over here, but look how tight this is. This is at the all-time high. Okay? But then again, so were these at that time. But anyway, it's a very tight balance. Our range last week was $7. Our range this week, $6.30. $6.30. Why am I saying this? Next week is the last full week, right, before Christmas. Christmas week, Christmas is in the middle of the week. You're going to have a lot of people taking off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A lot of people taking off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's going to be a very erratic week. That's number one. Number two, next week, you have the Fed Wednesday, you have PCE Friday, and a bunch of other little junk out throughout the week. So if you're ever going to get some volatility, hopefully it's going to come next week. And the reason I'm preparing you is we could easily take out both sides of these weekly highs and lows next week if we get any kind of volatility, any whatsoever. So for now, the weekly is a 2-week balance. The daily is also balanced. Look at this. It is now 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Basically a 10-day balance because you can include these 2 days too. So you're in a 10-day balance in ES and SPY. That 10-day balance is $7. That's it. That's it. So we have to be aware of fake breakouts above, fake breakouts below. But at some point, hopefully we're going to get out of this. Okay? Now, I do not believe this market would give back anything tremendously to the downside over the next 2 weeks. You never know, but I wouldn't expect it. But just keep in mind, tight ranges, weekly, daily, no volume whatsoever. We're at 34 million. I'm like, wow, we're 2 million over the 10th lightest volume of the year. This volume is crap. It is absolutely a concern, but guess what? It doesn't mean anything until it does. When will it mean something? I don't know yet. But it will mean something, okay? But for now, you got to trade what's in front of you and just keep that on the back burner as far as the horrific volume and now ranges over the past couple of weeks in the ES. I hope you had a good week trading. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. And we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.